talking to Drew about this, and he told me it was your year, your year 2025 kickoff, and you guys were going to be going over your incentives. The first thing that popped into my mind was going over a little, like a little story and maybe a little visual word picture about perspective and intentionality, bias, and success. So if you'll go with me, I've got a couple of pairs of sunglasses here. And I wanted to talk to you about these two. So if you can see them, they are really similar. They look very similar. They're kind of the same shape. They just have different lenses, right? So if I were to pick these up from the back, they look almost identical, but they're very different. So I want to start with the red lenses. And if anybody jumps on this call late, I'm going to look like a crazy person because I'm going to look like I went to the eye doctor or something. Okay, so let me tell you about these glasses. These glasses are not polarized. They're actually glasses that we use when we're on the river so that they float. If they fly off my face while I'm water skiing, they float. It's brilliant, but they're not polarized. So when I put them on, they do what sunglasses are supposed to do. They block the sun. They block the light. That's what sunglasses are meant to do. So it makes them really good sunglasses, but they're not polarized. So when I put these on, it actually makes the world darker. It makes everything that I'm looking at a little darker. It blocks the sun, so that's good, that it's doing its job, but everything I look at is a little altered and a little bit darker, okay? So let's talk about the blue ones. The blue ones look very similar to the other ones, and they too block the light. So it's doing its job, but these are polarized. These are totally different lenses than these. So when I put these on, everything that I see in the world is brighter and it's enhanced. And honestly, I can see better. I can see more things. When I put the polarized glasses on, I can see the water in front of me better. I can see the mountain in front of me better. It's just, these are good, but these are great, right? If you're going to choose a pair of lenses to wear that you don't care that if they float, but if you're going to choose a pair of sunglasses to wear, are you going to choose good or are you going to choose great? Right here at the beginning of the year, if you're going to look at the year through a lens, do you want to look at the year through the good lenses or through the great lenses? The ones that make the world a little darker and you can't see as well? Or do you want to look at the world and see more? And to see it a little brighter, right? Let's choose these. These are good, but these are great. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but good is the enemy of great. Now, because these are so similar, and I'll tell you, we have a basket of sunglasses just as you go out of our house that we can grab on the way out. If I'm not paying attention, I could grab either one of these because they look so similar. So I could grab the ones that make my perspective throughout the day a little darker, or I could grab the ones that make my perspective a little brighter throughout the day. But I've got to be really careful which one I choose. So think about it this way. Every day when we wake up, and honestly, even more, multiple times a day, we have choices whether we put on the darker lenses or the brighter lenses. So let me give you a Neolife example. Have you ever been looking at Neolife and thought, you know what, I could build this if the website were better, right? I could build this if the incentives were better. I could build this if my team got to work. That is a negative perspective. That is a darker look at Neolife, right? A lot of times I'll tell people when they get like that they have turned their mirror into a magnifying glass. Because think about it this way. When you are looking to build this business, you have to look at what you're doing and what you're modeling as a leader. So you need to look in the mirror to see why things are not working out in your business. But it's very easy as a leader to let that mirror that reflects you and what you're doing in your action turn into a magnifying glass so that you start looking around your team and saying, well, we could do this if so-and-so would get to work. Well, if the website was fixed, we could do this. If we had better incentives, I could totally build this business, right? But it has nothing to do with the people on your team. It has nothing to do with those great incentives that I just heard about. It doesn't even have anything to do with the website. It has everything to do with your perspective and what you're looking for. So if you will indulge me, I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And I want to show you something. I want to show you a picture. And I'm going to give you 5 seconds to look at this picture. And I want you to find everything that's green in the photo. How many things can you find that's green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's gone. How many things, you can pop it in the chat if you want. How many red things did you see? Uh-oh, I got you, didn't I? You were looking for green things. But how many red things did you see in that photo? Because you were looking for green things, you probably don't even know what the red things were, right? You were looking for green. When you are in this business and you are building it, when you go looking for something, you will find it. There's an ancient book of wisdom that says, seek and you shall find. That principle is alive and well in this business. What you're looking for, you will find. If you are looking for team members that are not doing what they should do, you'll find them. If you're looking for a website that just needs to be better, you'll find it. If you're looking for incentives that are not good enough, that is what you're going to see. You're going to find what you seek. So you have to be really careful what you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for negative things, you're going to find it. So how do we find success here? Well, we have to define success first. You have to define what success is for you and then go look for it. Because if you're looking for problems, you're going to see them everywhere. Okay, I'm going to do one more illustration. I'm going to show you that picture again. And this time, I want you to see how many red things you can find. How many red things? Just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to stop my share. All right, I won't even trick you this time. How many red things did you see? Okay, here is what happens. The first time, I had you completely focused on green things, so you saw no red. You saw so much more red this time, didn't you? Right? I know that I can't see your faces or like your heads nodding at me, but you saw so many things that were red that you completely didn't see the first time. Let me show you something else that I think is awesome. I saw somebody said they saw 10 red things. So let me share my screen one more time because I think there's something really fascinating about this. When you're looking for something, you'll find it. Seek and ye shall find. When you knew you were looking for red things and you knew kind of what the trick was, and you thought, I wonder if she's going to say yellow. I bet the second time around, you even noticed yellow things, didn't you? You probably noticed blue things because you didn't know what color I was going to say. You definitely saw red. You definitely saw green, but I bet you saw so much more of this picture because you were looking for it and you were looking at the whole picture. You weren't just looking at the negative. You weren't just looking at the green. But here's another thing that I find fascinating. Anytime I've done this with people, I'll find that when I say, look for the red things, and you're looking for them, when you are looking for something, you can even make things that are not negative, negative. You can even make things that are not red in this photo red, right? How many people thought that that little butterfly right here, how many of you counted that as red? Or maybe you counted this bubble wand here as red. Maybe you did or didn't, choose this marker, but maybe you picked everything in the photo that was even a shade of red. That's fine. Just know that that principle also relates to your business, that if you are looking for negative, you will find the negative things, but you will also find things that are not negative, and they will look a shade of negative. They will look tinted with negative. They'll be tinted with negativity because that is what you're looking for. I love this analogy because it's a real life example and a real life exercise of making sure that you're seeking what you actually want to find. And that at the beginning of the year, you're not looking forward at what happened last year that didn't go right, but you're looking forward for the future, and you're looking for the things that will go right and for the things that can work in your favor instead of the negative. So I will just close it down right there and just ask you to make sure that you are careful which lenses you're looking through. It's not just a decision that you make once a day. You don't just get up and choose these glasses. You have to choose them with every interaction throughout the day, over and over and over. And if you run across a team member that you know are looking through these good glasses that block the sun, but they make their world darker, they're choosing negativity, they're seeking negativity, help them swap their lenses out. Have a chat with them. Find out what it is that is making them seek this out. Ask them what they're seeking because they're probably finding it, right? Our business is incredible. It's filled with the most wonderful people in the whole world. And I think we can all agree we've got the best products on the planet. So if we have the best products on the planet, filled with the most wonderful people, then how do we find so much to complain about when all we need to do is switch our lenses and go out there and have some conversations about the great things that we have here in Neolife, the things that we can change, the things that are in our control. So just be careful which ones you put on every morning, and know that just because you choose these and you have a bad day doesn't mean that you're a pessimist. It doesn't mean that you're stuck with these. In the middle of any day, you can swap them out and you can start looking for the green things. You can start looking for the red things. You can open up your eyes and you can see a bigger picture of what we have here at Neolife. So thank you guys so much for letting me join you today. I appreciate it more than you know. I want you to know that I have this bracelet filled with all of the countries that I've ever visited in my life. And I am itching to add South Africa to this bracelet. So I'm going to come see you guys one day. And I hope that I get to meet so many of you in person over the next few years.